Good morning, dear students. Hope all are fine by the grace of God. Today, you are going to learn about the age of empires, Guptas and Vardhanas. So, in this lesson, you are going to learn about to know the establishment of Gupta dynasty and the empire building efforts of Gupta rulers, to understand the polity, economy and society under Guptas, to get familiar with the contribution of the Guptas to art, architecture, literature, education, science and technology, to explore the signification of the reign of Harshavardhana. By the end of the 3rd century, the powerful empires established by the Kushanas in the north and the Satavahanas in the south had lost their greatness and strength. After the decline of the Kushanas and Satavahanas, Chandragupta carved out a kingdom and established his dynastic rule, which lasted for about 200 years. So, Chandragupta carved out a kingdom and established his dynastic, which has lasted for about 200 years. How many years? 200 years. After the downfall of Guptas and thereafter, and the interim of nearly 50 years, Harsha of Vardhana dynasty and ruled North India from 606 to 647 AD. Sources, archaeological sources. Gold, silver and copper coins issued by the Gupta rulers. Allahabad pillar inscription of Samudragupta. The Mehruli iron pillar inscription. Udayagiri cave inscription. Madura stone inscription and Sanchi stone inscription of Chandragupta II. These are the archaeological sources of Gupta and Harsha of Vardhana dynasty. Bitrali pillar inscription of Skandagupta. The Gatwa stone inscription. Madhuban copper plate inscription. It is in Punjab. So, Sonapat copper plate, Nalanda inscription on clay seal. So, Nalanda is a famous ancient university. Literary sources. Vishnu, Matsya, Vayu and Bhagavata, Puranas and the Niti Sastras of Narada. Vishakadatta's Devi Chandraguptam and Mutrarakaksha and Bana's Harsha Sarida, dramas of Kalidasa, Hyan songs, Siyuki. So, who is Hyan Sang? Hyan Sang is a Chinese traveler. Do you know who is the founder of Gupta dynasty? Sri Gupta is considered to be the founder of the Gupta dynasty. He is believed to have reigned over parts of present day Bengal and Bihar. He was the first Gupta ruler. Who was the first Gupta ruler? Sri Gupta. Sri Gupta was the first Gupta ruler to be featured on coins. He was succeeded by his son Ghatotkacha. Both are mentioned as Maharajas in inscriptions. So, He was succeeded by his son Ghatotkacha. Both are mentioned in Maharaja's inscriptions. Chandragupta I. Chandragupta I married Kumara Devi of the famous powerful Lichavi family. So who is Lichavi? Lichavi was an old Gana Sangha and its territory lay between the Ganges and the Nepal Terai. So Lichavi was an old Gana Sangha and its territory lay between the Ganges and the Nepal Terai. So Chandragupta I married Kumara Devi, the famous and powerful Lichavi family. Having gained the support of this family, Chandragupta could eliminate various small states in northern India and crown himself the monarch of larger kingdom. The gold coins attributed to Chandragupta bear the images of Chandragupta, Kumara Devi and the legend Lichavi. Samudragupta, son of Chandragupta I. So Samudragupta was the son of Chandragupta I, was the greatest ruler of the dynasty. So who is the greatest ruler of Gupta dynasty? Yes, one of the greatest ruler is Samudragupta. The Prayag Prashasti composed by Samudragupta's court poet Harisena was engraved on Allahabad pillar. This Allahabad pillar inscription is the main source of information for Samudragupta's reign. So reign means archie. So Allahabad pillar inscription is the main source of information for Samudragupta's reign. Samudragupta was a great lover of poetry and music. So he earned the title Kaviraja. Chandragupta II. Chandragupta was a son of Samudragupta. He was also known as Vikramaditya. He conquered western Malwa and Gujarat by defeating the Saga rulers. He maintained friendly relationship with the rulers of southern India. So Chandragupta II maintained friendly relationship with the rulers of southern India. The iron pillar near Qutub Minar is believed to have been built by Vikramaditya. Fahin, a Buddhist scholar from China, visited India during his reign. So, Chandragupta II was the son of Samudragupta. He was also known as Vikramaditya. So he maintained a friendly relationship with the rulers of southern India. The iron pillar near Qutub Minar is believed to have been built by Vikramaditya. It is a famous pillar. Navaratna in the court of Vikramaditya. Vikramaditya is said to have assembled the greatest writers and artists known as Navaratna. So Vikramaditya is said to have assembled their greatest writers and artists Navaratna, 9 jewels in his court. Kalidasa is said to be among them. So Kalidasa is a famous poetry, Sanskrit poetry. So Navaratna in the court of Vikramaditya. Kalidasa, Sanskrit poet. Harisena, Sanskrit poet. Amar Simha, lexicographer. Dhanvantri, physician. Kapanka, astrologer, Sang, architect, Varahamira, astronomer, Varuchi, grammarian and Sanskrit scholar, Vittal Bhatta, magician. So, 9 jewels. So, one of the Kalidasa is the one of the court poet, Sanskrit poet. The surnames of Chandragupta II were Vikramaditya, Narendra Chandra, Simha Chandra, Narendra Simha, Vikrama Devaraja, Devagupta and Devashri. Fahin. So who is Fahin? During the reign of Chandragupta II, the Buddhist monk Fahin visited India. So Buddhist monk Fahin visited India. His travel accounts provided us information about the socio-economic, religious and moral conditions of the people of Gupta age. According to Fahin, the people of Magadha were very happy and prosperous, that justice was administered and there was no death penalty. Gaya was desalted. Kapilvastu had become a jungle, but a Padaliputra people were rich and prosperous. So, fine. Buddhist monk visited India. Gupta polity, the divine theory of kingship. So, what is the divine theory of kingship? The concept that king is the representative of God on the earth, and so he is answerable only to God and not to anyone else. So, that is a divine theory of kingship. So, the concept of that king is the representative of God on earth, and so he is answerable only to God and not to anyone else. So, the divine theory of kingship was practiced by the Gupta rulers. The Gupta's king wielded enormous power in political, administrative, military, and judicial spheres. The Gupta king was assisted by a council of mandris. That means mandris means ministers. The council consisted of princes, high officials, and feudatories. A large number of officials were employed by the Gupta rulers to carry on the day-to-day administration of the country. High-ranking officials were called Dandanayakas and Maha Dandanayakas. So, high official ranking officials were called Dandanayakas and Maha Dandanayakas. Society and economy, land and peasants. So, who is peasants? Yes, land and farmers. Peasants means farmers. Nitisara, authored by Kamandaka, emphasizes the importance of royal treasury and mentions various sources of revenue. The military campaigns of kings like Samudragupta were financed through revenue surpluses. Land tax was the main revenue to the government. The condition of the peasants were pathetic. What is the meaning of pathetic? Pathetic means sad. So the condition of peasants was very sad. They were required to pay various tax. They were reduced to the position of serfs. What is the meaning of serf? S-C-R-F-S. Serf means a person who is forced to work on a plot of land. Classification of land during Gupta period. Keshara, cultivable land. Kila means wasteland. Aprada, jungle or forest land. Vasti, habitable land. Gupta Sarha, pastoral land. Nalanda University. Nalanda University flourished under the patronage of Gupta Empire in 5th and 6th centuries and later under Emperor Harsha of Kannauj. At Nalanda, Buddhism was the main subject. Nalanda is the famous university. Nalanda, Buddhism was the main subject of study. Other subjects like yoga, Vedic culture, and medicine were also taught. Xuan Zang spent many years studying Buddhism in the university. 8 Mahabhasalas and 3 large libraries were situated on the campus. Nalanda was ravaged and destroyed by Mamluks, that means Turkish Muslims, under Bakhtiyar Khilji. Today it is metallurgy. What is metallurgy? Metallurgy means the scientific study of metals and uses. So, mining and metallurgy were the most flourishing industries during the Gupta period. The most important evidence of development in metallurgy was the Mehrauli iron pillar installed by King Chandragupta in Delhi. It is a famous pillar. It is in Delhi, Mehrauli iron pillar. This monolithic iron pillar has lasted through the centuries without rusting. So, this monolithic iron pillar has lasted through the centuries without rusting. Mathematics, astronomy, and medicine. Invention of zero and the consequent evolution of the decimal system were the legacy of Guptas to the modern world. So, invention of zero, it is a very, very important. Who invented zero? Guptas. Guptas invented zero. So, Aryabhatta, Varahamihira, and Brahmagupta were foremost astronomers and mathematicians of the time. Aryabhatta, in his book Surya Siddhanta, explained the true causes of solar and lunar eclipses. He was the first Indian astronomer to declare that the earth revolves around its own axis. Dhanvantri was a famous scholar in the field of medicine. He was a specialist in Ayurveda. Chakra was a medical scientist. Shishruda was the first Indian to explain the process of surgery. So, Shishruda was the first Indian to explain the process of surgery. Next, Vardhana dynasty. The founder of Vardhana or Pushyabadi dynasty ruled from Taneswar. So, the founder of Vardhana or Pushyabadi dynasty ruled from Taneswar. Pushyabadi served as a military general under the Guptas and rose to the power after the fall of Guptas. So, after the fall of Guptas, Pushyabadi served as a military general under the Guptas. Rose power after the fall of Guptas. With the accession of Prabhakara Vardhana, the Pushyabadi family became strong and powerful. Rajavardhana, the eldest son of Prabhakara Vardhana, ascended the throne after his father's death. So, who ascended the throne after Rajavardhana? Prabhakara Vardhana ascended the throne after the death of Rajavardhana. Conquest of Harshavardhana. The most popular king of the Vardhana dynasty was Harshavardhana. Harsha ruled 41 years. Harsha ruled 41 years. His territories included those of Jalandhar, Kashmir, Nepal, and Wallaby. Sasanka of Bengal remained hostile to him. Xianswang. Xianswang, the Prince of Pilgrims, visited India during Harsha's reign. His Siyuki provides detailed information about the social, economic, religious, and cultural conditions of India during Harsha's time. So, what is Siyuki? Siyuki is a book. Siyuki provides detailed information about the social, economic, religious, and cultural conditions of India during Harsha's time. Huan tells us how Harsha, though a Buddhist, went to participate in the Great Kumbh Mela held at Prayag. Religious policy. Harsha was the worshipper of Shiva in the beginning, but he embraced Buddhism under the influence of his sister Rajasri and Buddhist monk and the traveler Huanswang. Art and literature. Harsha himself, a poet and a dramatist, gathered around him a best of poets and artists. Harsha's popular works are Ratnavalli. So Harsha's one of the popular works are Ratnavalli. Then others are Nagananda and Priyadarshika. His royal court was adorned by famous Banabhatta, Mayura, Hardatta and Jayasena. Temples and monasteries functioned as a centers of learning. So, temples and monasteries functioned as a centers of learning. Kanuj became a famous city. Harsha constructed a large number of viharas, monasteries, and stupas on the bank of the Ganges. The Nalanda University, the university and the monastery combined, was said to have had 10,000 students and monks in residence when Huansang visited the university.